Welcome to the Evening Rush. Always a delight as usual to be with you right here. Today, the 16th actually of March 2023, and of course, less than 48 hours to the governorship and houses of assembly elections in Nigeria. A governorship election will be taking place in 28 states, and everything that has to do with discussion about the election and the candidacies and all of that ends today. After today, we'll not be talking about that anymore. We'll be hoping that you're prepared to go and cast your vote, right? Okay, welcome to the Evening Rush, Lagos. So, yes, yesterday I did promise I will be looking at the functions of the legislature, especially the state assembly, so that we go out there on Saturday to make informed decisions as to whom exactly we should be voting for amongst the candidates that are vying for the Houses of Assembly elections in the different constituencies across Nigeria. So we'll be looking at that today. But most importantly, let's look at other issues, right? There are quite a number of issues in the front burner to talk about. Okay, so from P2B saying that the presidential election is the worst in Nigeria's recent history ever, to him also saying that, well, he has confidence in Nigeria's judiciary. And Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, telling Endsars sympathizers that they should snap out of Lekki Tollgate Massacre. That is what he says. That if you are still holding on to the Lekki Tollgate Massacre issue, snap out of it. We'll look at details of this. And plus the fact that some of the people arrested during the Lekki Tollgate Massacre in 2020 have been released. October 2020, some of the people who were, held there, who were arrested and still held, have just been released today. And of course, I'll play you a soundbite to, corroborate that or to back that up. Lagos, that's our conversation for today. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. That's where you are. And this is the Evening Rush. My name is Precious Amy. We'll be right back. The Evening Rush with Precious, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation, and then what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Hey, like what's going on here? You caught that again, right?
I saw that. On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3. Voice of the People FM.
I saw that.
Lagos. Now on Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yes, good evening. You are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. That's where you are. So, on the Evening Rush this evening, the hot topic, we'll be looking at a couple of issues. One, the governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has told Endsars sympathizers to snap out, unquote. That's how the newspaper quoted it, of the Lekki Tollgate Massacre in Lagos State. He stated that the citizens should learn from the experience and become resilient. So snap out of it, learn from the experience, and become resilient. When you say who gave the shooting, and all of that, I mean, that would be about who gave the order, right? We need to be able to snap out of it and let's build back better and understand that the lessons and the learning of that incident have made us better, more resilient citizens. That's what Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said. And he said this during an interview with a radio station in Lagos State. So the governor said he was not responsible for the military engagement on October 20, 2022 at the Tollgate. He said that those who aim to become the state governors should stop using decisive words. At the end of the day, what happened on October 20, it happened, right? I did not create event or the military engagement there. So that's what he said. So we could go on and on with that conversation. In another news, some people who were arrested because of the Lekki Tollgate, or that day, October 20, 2020, during the Lekki Tollgate massacre, have been released. So there's been a video making the round of a particular young man who said there were 11 of them that were arrested on October 20, 2020 during the Lekki Tollgate issue, and that they've been held. That first of all, I think they said they were taken to the police station. From the police station, they were taken to court. From the court, they were taking straight to Kirikiri maximum prison, and that's where they have been all these years, and they were just released today. Let's take a listen to that young man talk about it. We'll be right back.
What is your name? Kevin Haruna. Wetin happen? Where you take go? Where you go?
That Endsars stand. So for the Endsars.
Okay.
Police, backwards.
Okay.
From station.
Wetin be today's date? Today na waiting.
Yeah.
Today na Wednesday, February 15, 2023.
Yeah.
March 15, 2023. Okay. I dey hear you, my brother.
As they took us police station, from police station to SARS. As they took us to SARS, they took us to court. As they took us to court, from that day, they now took us to prison.
Imagine.
From there, they just dumb us there.
For there?
Yes. Yes, I was almost there for 2 years, 6 months. I never go court.
Imagine. Because of Endsars protest, they just carry you to court today because election, governorship election, they call.
And they bring me to prison.
See, sleepers, so to prove say it just come out to you know they see him.
11 of us were
11 people now they just leave. Imagine. No worry. People wait there online. We have NGOs online that will take up the matter. No worry. They took you out. Where they carry you go? Which prison they carry you go? Kirikiri. Imagine. And we dey come to wait get government, get everything. No worry. We will get your contact and we get.
So you heard that from one of the people who claimed that he was arrested and then released yesterday, not today, I beg your pardon, because of the Lekki Tollgate issue. And that arrest was in October 20, 2020. He was released only yesterday. He spent about 2 years and 6 months, as he narrated in that video that we just played for you.
So who released them?
I can't tell.
Who released them?
I can't tell. So don't be asking
and
me like
he said there were 11 of them.
He said there were 11 of them, and they were taken to Kirikiri maximum prison after taken to the police station, from police station to the SARS, and then from the SARS they were taken to court, and
somehow I mean, election is nearby and they are released.
We should be grateful that they were released anyway. Okay. All right, so Lagos, our phone lines are open. Let's have this conversation. As we build up for the election, how prepared are you to go cast your vote on Saturday? Are you ready? Are you looking at, going to the places? For those of you who polling units are very far from your home, are you looking at going to somewhere you can put up the night before? All right. And for those who are scared that somewhere in the Legushi area of a church or local government there will be Oro, don't worry. The Oro is between 12 p.m. 12 noon. Did I say 12 noon? That is midnight. It's between midnight, that is 12 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. So we will not be expecting you to leave your house earlier than 5 a.m. Neither are we expecting you to be at home or get to your house or still be on the street till midnight. So I'm sure you'd be able to cast your vote and it will not affect you. So let's know how prepared you are, Lagos. And hey, for those of you that were still keeping up with on the cash matter, keeping up with central bank and cash matter, how are you coping with the cash issue? How is it happening in your part of town? Tell me that it's easing off a little bit. So people are saying that okay, cash is returning now. So we're beginning to have more cash, so things are easing off a little bit. Is that the experience you have? And the lady who called me from Ogudi the other time, have you been able to go back to the bank? Were you able to access cash in that particular bank? Were you able to also deposit in that particular bank? It's very important that we get to know.
Okay, you're talking about the lady that was forced to withdraw 20,000 naira
instead of 5,000
when she wanted 5,000 naira.
Exactly. So yesterday you weren't around, she called and she said that she ignored that bank. She went to another bank to withdraw 10,000 naira that she's spending
of old notes.
But I did appeal to her to ensure she goes to that same bank today to see if she can even deposit the old notes or withdraw another one.
Hopefully
let's see
she calls
if it happens. Hopefully she calls back and let's see how that happens. Lagos phone lines are open. Let's have this conversation. 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. 0700-903-903-903. So we have quite a couple of issues on the front burner this evening. One, we have said we are looking at what the governor said about people who are still Endsars sympathizers and still brooding over it, that they should get off it and move on. And then let's all learn from the experience. And then I did play a video of a young man who claimed that he was arrested on that day of the Endsars, that he was released just yesterday after being incarcerated for about 2.5 years.
So
let's say something.
Precious, how do you tell when the governor said telling people snap out of it? How do you tell someone who has spent 2.5 years of his life in prison to just snap out of the whole Endsars situation? How is he going to get back 2.5 years of his life spent in prison?
How did you get there in the first place? Let's not even talk about this. I mean, this conversation is not for me. Lagos phone lines are open. So we also have other issues on the front burner this evening. So you recall that there was a particular student of a school who used Peter Obi's poster to cover his book, right? And the teacher expelled that student or exited that student from school, right? Okay. So the governor of Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, has ordered a full-scale investigation into the complaint of the parent of that child, and also in fact they've invited the principal for questioning. We'll be following up on that story, Lagos. So the principal has been invited by questioning, and I hear that the school Ministry of Education board is taking charge of that that case at the meantime, and we'll be following up. Let's know how so the thing about that is that a child is a minor, and a child who's in secondary school is just a child, and that child is not of voting age yet. And we all know how when we're in secondary school, we use anything, calendar or anything to wrap our exercise books. Right? So sometimes we even gum it so that it doesn't. So it makes most exercise books don't have hard covers. So
and even if it's textbook, safeguard your exercise.
Yeah. So even if it's textbook, we still use to wrap it so that the original cover will still be there. Those days it's not like we buy books every year or you buy for every child like we do now. So then the book that you used, I'm sure that the next 4 kids after you would still use that same book, right? So people used to use it then. So I don't know how this whole issue happened and how we should let partisan politics affect our job or the core of our jobs as civil servants
and affect children who are innocent.
Absolutely. So we'll be looking at that conversation too later on. Basically, our phone lines are open, Lagos. Let's get to hear from you. What do you make of all of these conversations, and how prepared are you for Saturday's election? Before we now move fully into the functions of our legislators, Lagos, we would like to know, what are the functions of your House of Assembly members? Why should you go out there and ensure that you vote in the right person into any seat in the House of Assembly? What are the qualities you should be expecting from that person? What role do you expect the person to play, and do you see the candidates as having the qualities to be able to exert those roles? I do not know. Call us up 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. WhatsApp number is 0700-903-903-9. 0700-903-903-9 and 0700-903-903-903. This is the Evening Rush. Hello, good evening. All right, it is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM, and this is still the Evening Rush. We're due for a break in the next 3 minutes. Bring your calls coming into the number 0700-903-903-903. After a while, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue taking your calls and your reactions. By the way, the WhatsApp number is 0700-903-903-9. How ready are you for Saturday's election? You have all your candidates in Lagos State. Have you made up your mind on whom to vote for? You have Abdulaziz Adediran of the PDP, aka Jandor. You have Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of the APC seeking for a second tenure re-election. You also have Gbadebo Rhodes Viver of the Labour Party. You have, I think, Funsho Doherty of the SDP, right? So you have quite a lot of, a lineup of candidates. Have you made up your mind on whom to vote? And are you preparing yourself on how to go out to cast your vote on Saturday? For those people who actually like to enjoy themselves during the election, I like it very well. Some people will put up canopy, even do grills, and invite caterer to come and be making food for them. I like that. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn up the volume on your radio sets?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Obiako from Afromedia.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
Yes, please. I sympathize with the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Governor Sanwo-Olu.
Okay.
One thing that is very certain in this Lagos State is that Lagos State is one of the states that have the best of governors. That every governor in Lagos leaves a landmark. But one thing you find out that is their followers are the people who spoil things for them. They have followers.
Why do you say so?
The thing why I say so is that the discrimination meted out to some tribes in this place is not from the government, but from the followers. Let me tell you, I'm an Igbo man, I'm not hiding it.
Okay.
I live in Afromedia here. Okay. The road from Afro Junction to Adaloko to Abule is about 7 kilometers. It was awarded by Aladi Fashala time in 2011. That road was awarded by that time, and only less than 2 kilometers of that road has been done.
Wow.
Because the people who live in this area...
Wait. That is almost 8 years ago.
Almost 8 years ago. I'm saying this thing because the people who live in this area are mainly non-indigenous. And that is why, look at Alabi International, the road leading to Alabi International, and that market, because it is the Igbos that do business there, that road is not taken care of. Look at
you can't possibly say that every road and everywhere.
I'm saying, look,
no, that's not true. Everywhere in Lagos State is part of Lagos State. So it should affect everyone living in Lagos State, irrespective of your origin.
I used, if you listen to me, I'm using the word discrimination. They are discriminated against. I'm telling you, I have evidences. If you come to that road, you will see it. 2011, up to now, less than 2 kilometers of that road have been interlocked. And nobody said, and they said the contractor is from Ikorodu and the man lives in Canada. How come you award that type of contract to that place? The thing I'm really saying is that, first, my friend, the governor of Lagos State, I sympathize with him. He is not as bad as people think he is. But the The people they give contract to go and do it. If you go to Fashola, when Fashola was in government, you call him like this, to just pick a call, and you address the system. In my area here, in this area that I stay, that road was deserted as having been completed in 2012. But up to now, only less than 2 kilometers from Afro Junction to Adaloko to Abule, about 7 kilometers. Only less than 2 kilometers have been touched, and the road is terribly bad. That when you go there, you sympathize with the people who live there. So that is the thing. Let the government visit that place and see what the government can. Even after the election, I know the Lagos State Governor may come out unscathed. After this thing, let him take a trip to this place.
All right, thank you.
I'm
thank
not
you so
happy
much. I
about
appreciate it.
it.
But I hope you're ready to go out and vote on
I'm not
Saturday.
happy about that.
As apologies.
Pardon?
I hope you're ready to go vote on Saturday.
Okay, there is a voting something in front of my house.
Okay.
I don't try to go there. Just I can stay here and call somebody that to. So there's no problem about that. Okay. I vote in front of my house.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
And I'm already prepared. I'm a Lagosian by residence. I've been in this city for over 60 years. I've been in Lagos I schooled here. So, and I don't like when certain things happen like this, and you'll be treated as a nobody.
All right, apologies. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us on the show.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, and God bless you too. All right, Lagos, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM.
As I dey hustle every day, I know they look face. Cause I know say one day I go make up. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. Yeah, yeah. Cause I know say one day I go make up. Yes, I know say one day I go blow.
Turn that fear into victory. What are we doing today?
You are welcome back, Lagos 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Still the evening rush, and on the hot topic this evening, we're looking at quite a couple of issues. First, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, asked Endsars sympathizers to snap out of it, while as some people or someone who claims to have been arrested on that day of the Endsars protest has just been released yesterday after 2.5 years in incarceration. And of course, the governor of Lagos State asked for full investigation on the case of the child who was exited from school because he used Peter Obi's poster. And then Peter Obi saying that as much as this is the worst election that we've had in recent years in Nigeria, but he still does have confidence in the judiciary. Hello, good evening.
Pretty precious.
Our own Mr. Darlington. Good evening to you.
Yes, so I just wait. They chop my airtime. Don't worry.
Sorry.
I will send the bill, not the sorry matter.
I'm equal to the tax. I'm not even scared.
Now, so you they talk. When they come now, you start giving excuse.
I know carry fear grew up.
Promise.
Good evening, Mr. Darlington.
Yes, sir. Precious.
Yes, please.
You see this, one of the reasons why this ethnic bias has festered for too long, especially in Lagos, is because nobody has been able to puncture at the truth. Seriously. Each time people come to claim they are the real negotiants, I just laugh. It is because nobody has been able to tell them the truth. And this is one of the dangers of some people removing history from our secondary school some time ago. At least when you know the history and your history, it can be able to guide you properly. All this noise about ethnicity, precious, between you and I, it is not true. Some people were brought here by the Spanish sailors, and they landed somewhere at Lagos Island. They are the real settlers, the real Lagosians. That is why you hear names like Cardoso. You hear names like Vivos. Are these names Yoruba names? They are the people who cannot claim any other state. Their father, their forefather cannot claim to come from any other state within the southwest. Their warriors came from Ogun State. So they cannot claim to be owners of Lagos State. Trace their warriors. They came from Ogun State. That is the truth. Yes. Let them challenge me. They came from Ogun State. That's why most of the people who have been at Alaosa as governor, they all came from Ogun State now. Where is Sanwo-Olu? Where is Osibajo? Even the deputy governor, where is he from? These are mostly individuals of Ogun State. Yet they will be the same people that will be telling you you are not a Lagosian. You can imagine that kind of thing, Precious. One of the reasons why I have always told people, do not allow anybody to write your history. They will distort it. Seriously, they will write nonsense about your history. People who are migrants like you are not calling you a non-indigenous. They even added some words that I don't want to mention on air. Why? The real negotiators are these people who were brought here in 1492. Look at that time. Look, do you know that in those days, when the Western region was in control over here, when you are being chased for tax, immediately you reach Jibowu and cross over to the other side, they will start chasing you because you are no longer part of Western region. That will tell you how isolated Lagos was. It was administered as a private colony. Precious. The Amalgamation Treaty was signed in 1914, October 26th, by 28 Nigeria. None of them are Nigerians. So none of those people who signed our Amalgamation Treaty were Nigerians. Why was it signed in Calabar? Because Calabar was originally the federal capital. Because the white man saw the environment and it was conducive and they settled there. Later, over the years, Awolowo told Zik, listen very well, Awolowo told Zik that they should bring the federal capital to Lagos because Lagos is a no man's land. That time, who were the people in Lagos that time? Let them come and tell me who were there. Those who moved the Oba of Lagos, ceded Lagos in 1861 to the British Imperial Masters. Lagos was a separate colony. Nothing concerned Lagos with any part of Yoruba land. It was a separate colony. So who are these people who are claiming to be Lagosian, indigenous and whatever? Who are they? Let them come and tell me where the Vivos came from. Where the Darochas, where the Dasivas. There were people that were brought there who set the original settlers, who can not claim that their forefathers or whoever came from any Lagos, any Yoruba state. So how can you migrate here? And now you claim to be Lagosian. For what? All of us came here as immigrants. All of us, we migrated here. Even the real Lagos area was that Saleko. It was recently that some of these outskirts, like Yanabaja, all those areas, they now joined them as Lagos. They were never part of Lagos land. So why are people distorting history just to claim what they don't have? Do you know that today any Oba of Lagos cannot resume office except the Oba of Benin validate his Obaship? The first Ashikba who started the Obaship throne in Lagos was Oba of Benin's warrior. The Oba of Benin sent him here to come and establish this Obaship here. That is why any Oba of Lagos must be validated by Oba of Benin. Let them tell the history. So if your Oba has allegiance to some of us Oba somewhere else, then who are you? Who are you?
Mr. Darlington, can you go straight to your point? What point exactly are you
What I'm
making so
saying
we
is
don't
that
consume
this
too much
idea
time?
of we own Lagos, if we test it, nobody is a negotiable.
But we're not even in that discussion right now. So, what exactly is your
so
point?
let them be very careful before we open up more history. What Sanwo-Olu is doing now, Precious, is it today that they've been doing this thing? All this segregation, all this attack, is it today? They've been doing it over the years. Precious, last year you were here when some area boss went to Alaba International Market to go and escort them. They closed that market for 3 days. What did Sanwo-Olu do? Instead of arresting those boys who went there to disturb a legitimate business that they were doing, he called them to allow them for a peace conference. Is that not what happened? At least that one you can attest to it. Why would they go there to disturb people who are doing legitimate business? Not once, not twice. At every point in time, they will start playing this ethnic card, and the government is there watching. They will not do anything. So why wouldn't they repeat it? Why won't it? Even you can see that entered into schools now. You have entered into schools now. If that little girl has wrapped her whatever with the Sanwo-Olu's poster, will they treat her like that? Pressure, will they treat her like that? Okay, did you hear such a thing in the Southeast as a reprisal? Have we ever retaliated? That is why they keep repeating it every time they keep repeating it. Just wait, after the election now, they will go back to their old self. Sanwo-Olu is now telling us he loves the Igbos. All the while this thing was going on, what did he do? What did he do, Pressure? What did he do? Because of election now, he want me to believe that he lost me. It's not possible. We have to be real to ourselves. We have to be real. That was exactly why, what's his name? Azikiwe lost his leadership of the Western Regional House. When I told him, they told them that how can a son be a slave in his father's land? And overnight, all the people that were behind Awolowo, behind Azikiwe, they cross-carpeted to Awolowo side. And that was how tribalism started in Nigeria. Zig had to run back to Enugu and tell the time, go back to your Calabar. And the man had to go there. That was the origin of tribalism. Zig would have been the leader in the Western House of Assembly here.
So Mr. Darlington, you're still rigmaroling. Can we go straight to the point? We are discussing different issues.
We have gone more than that. So we have gone more than that. What I'm saying is that this thing about paying money for people who lost their property, Precious, how many times has it happened? And how many times did he compensate them? That's the issue. The people who are behind this, have they been arrested? It's not enough to pay compensation. We don't need that compensation. All we want is a level playing ground for everybody in Lagos. We have contributed a lot here now. Alaba International Market was an evil forest. They gave it to Igbos. We cleared it, dominated it, and that place is now a world-class center for electronic market in the whole of West Africa. It was an evil forest. The Igbos, they added value there. Why is nobody talking about it? Tell me any part of the southern is where anybody from here is doing the amount of business a lot of people are doing. Or Ladybus Pepper Market, or the one at Computer Village. Let them go and show me one part of Southeast where non-Indians are doing the type of business the Igbos are doing here and contributing money to the government. Every time they've been insulting everybody as if we don't know what we are doing. Why? Why should that be? No, is this the first time? That's my question. Is it the first time? Why can't the government be making, arrest them, especially that to Endsars, arrest him and let him go to jail. That's when I will take him serious. Not you be there pretending as if you love the Igbos while leaving the people who are causing mayhem. If you have arrested them, if you have taken care of them over the years, would they be doing what they are doing? Show me any place in the south where any boy has gone to disturb the Yorubas or the Hausas in their business.
Are you aware that in global terrorism ranking that was just released yesterday, IPOB ranked number 10? Are you aware of that? There is a global terrorism ranking that was not by any Nigerian institution or African institution. IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, ranked number 10 in that index.
Please, Precious.
Sir?
It is not the ranking. It is the activities that you should look at.
But I'm just telling you.
They
So,
can
so
give
if the
you- they
World
can give
Index
you
can
any
recognize them as terrorists, and the fact that they've killed
Hold on,
over
who-
50 something
hold on,
people
who
in the year
who
in
did-
view, then what else are we
Hold
talking
on.
about?
Who did the ranking?
An international
Who did the
organization, of course,
ranking?
you know that.
And which international organization? Precious. Okay, hold on. I want to ask you. Why is it that up to today, no Western nation has labeled IPOB a terrorist organization? Why is the United Nations, a world body, why are they interested in the Nnamdi Kanu case? Oh, the United Nations is supporting a terrorist in Nigeria. Is that what you're telling me? Precious. They have written 3 letters to the federal government concerning Nnamdi Kanu. Has it been done anywhere in the world? Answer me. America and UK, they have been here. In fact, they sent a lawyer to represent Nnamdi Kanu. And you call that a terrorist, Abi? Precious. Smell the coffee.
I think I am going to read that story to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Valenti. I
when they want
appreciate you.
to hang a dog, they will give it a bad name. Just answer me. Is it true or false that the United Nations have written to the federal government asking them to release Nnamdi Kanu, even asking them to explain to them why they detain Nnamdi Kanu? Is it true or false? Answer me now. This is a terrorist. Why haven't they done that to Shekawa and his brothers in the north? Why haven't they? So leave the ranking. We don't know who did the ranking. They should stop disturbing us. If they feel we are disturbing them. Let them allow us to go now. We have tried to go twice. They stopped us. So what is the noise all about? Why is it that every time Igbos, some people will quarrel, they will settle it with Igbos? Why? Is it the first, second, or third time place I'm asking you? This is that been going on over the years, repeatedly for God's sake. Meanwhile, we have not retaliated for one day. Are you not surprised? We have not. Let somebody challenge me that yes, Igbos, whoever are attacking people who are not from their own region. Let somebody challenge me this evening. So why must it be so? Then after the deed has been done, they say, oh, yeah, sorry, it will not happen again. I take 2 naira, take 3 naira for compensation.
All right, Mr. Darlington, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You've had enough time. Thank you so much. I decided to let you talk so you can breathe and let it out. But then whatever you say, you're entitled solely to your opinion. It doesn't in any way represent that of the station. Lagos phone lines are open. So talking about that World Terrorism Index thing, all right, so talking about that terrorism index thing. So yes, the indigenous group of Biafra, IPOB, has ranked as the 10th deadliest terror group in the world. I did not publish that. So IPOB is a separatist group we know that's prescribed and declared a terrorist organization in 2017 by the federal government. So in the 2023 Global Terrorism Index ranking, IPOB is said to be responsible for 40 attacks and 57 deaths in 2022, considered the group's deadliest year so far. So the year 2022 is considered IPOB's deadliest year so far because it recorded at least 57 deaths. That's the story, Lagos. I'll let you in on that later on. And then generally, you know, Nigeria also improved by 2 positions from the position it was in General Terrorism Index. But we'll look at that later on. Let's go back to take your calls, rather. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Akipelu Akinyemi from Ajawa.
You're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Please, I would like to, as we read that IPOB stuff now, that they were ranked number 10 in the world, terrorists. I would like you to ask Mr. Darlington for me that where in the world, what country in the world, the attack is stage, no man's land. Do you hear me? Thank you. I'm Akipelu Akinyemi once again.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ajawa State.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just
Please,
wanted
let
to,
me ask
I just
Mr.
wanted to
Darlington.
identify that.
Help me to ask him that where is he in the world, in the country, they found a state called no man's land.
Have you heard people call the United States no man's land? Have you heard that before?
No man's land, United States.
Yes. That there are no
No man's
indigenous
land,
people
United
there. Have you heard that before?
At all. I never.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mr. Darlington, you can hear, so you have the right to respond. This is not a debate, so you guys should not be bringing us back and forth anymore. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. This is not a debate. I apologize. I didn't know you were not done. Thank you so much. All right. Let me read a few messages. So this says, this is a map from Festa. He said, Precious, you need to appreciate Darlington for the brief history he delivered. And I'm sure he can be appreciated because he's not a guest. I learned a lot from him today. He's one of the reason I listen to your show. Thank you. Thank you. One of the reason. And what's the second reason? I am not a good reason. Okay, I will not take this because that's a forwarded message. I can't read forwarded messages. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Didi. I'm calling from Amuwo.
All right, go ahead.
I just have to appreciate Mr. Darlington for that brief history. And I want to let you know that concerning the ranking or whatever, it is the enemy of the Igbos. It is the enemy of those who they see as either being won in the war or whatever. So they have now the audacity, they have or whatever to
Can we forget about this now? Move on to another topic, please. Please.
So what it is the enemy's report? That is the enemy's report. IPOB is not a terrorist organization.
Oh, but they have been recognized internationally as one.
Okay, he said something. He said something. What did he say? If IPOB had been an international terrorist organization, what of what do they call them? Congress. What of other militant groups in Nigeria? So it is the enemy's report. Forget about that thing. Look at what they have been doing since ever the election started. How they have been destroying Igbo, killing, committing mayhem. God is watching. Thank you.
God is watching, but God never comes down to do things. Men do things. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos 0700 903. So now that you guys have taken me off the conversation, let's move to that conversation you want. So let me give you detailed analysis of that World Terrorism Index. So in the 2023 Global Terrorism Index, IPOB is set to be responsible, I said that before, for 40 attacks and 57 deaths in the year 2022 alone. And this has been considered the group's deadliest year ever. You would recall that initially they have not been so attached to deaths, destructions and killings till this recent period, as many would have said. So in the GTI, which is the World Global Terrorism Index, published by the Institute for Economics and Peace, IEP, they are an independent and non-profit think tank. The Islamic State topped the ranking with 1,045 deaths and 410 attacks. You know the Islamic State are being let me even go and give you that ranking self, the way it came out, gongo, so that you will understand it very, very well. Okay, so moving forward, Al-Shabaab ranked next with 784 deaths and 315 attacks, while Islamic State Khorasan province ranked, I could go on and on, but let me look at the ones that affect us in Nigeria here. So the Islamic State West African province, ISWAP, which we have in Nigeria, by the way, have ranked 6th with 219 deaths and 65 attacks, followed by Boko Haram, which is responsible for 204 deaths and 64 attacks. Now, the report also showed that the Tehreek Taliban Pakistan, okay, I would skip those because it's actually not our business. They actually ranked 8 because while you had ISWAP and Boko Haram rank 6th and 7th consecutively, that other group ranked 8, and then yes, followed by other 8 and 9 were others. Then the 10th position was IPOB. they were number 10 in that position. So the indigenous people of Biafra, designated as a terrorist group by the Nigerian federal government, that was far back in 2017, recorded their deadliest year in 2022. According to that report, they were responsible for 40 attacks and 57 deaths in 2022. An increase from 26 attacks and 34 deaths in 2021. IPOB is a separatist movement with many functions, many of which are seeking peaceful secession from Nigeria. Peaceful secession. This is what the report actually says. So she said, despite IPOB's new designation, the cable, the newspaper that wrote this report that Nigeria's ranking actually also reduced. So now Nigeria actually moved 2 positions upper in the rank, meaning that our terrorism index has reduced a little bit. So Nigeria moved from 2 places up to rank 6th rather in the 2022 global terrorism index from the initial 4th position it held in 2017. So Nigeria was holding this 4th position before. Now they are in the 6th positions, as it were.
So that's a good thing, right?
That should be a good thing. So total deaths from terrorism in Nigeria fell to 448 people in 2021, and then the lowest level since 2021. It fell from 448. So that's actually what led to the reduction in ranking. So the report noted that terror-related casualties dropped from almost half compared with the previous year. I hope you understand that now, right? Okay. So, but however, the number of terrorist attack increased by 49% between 2020 and 2021, 36%, and all of that. Now, I think there are other groups too that were mentioned in this index. If you read further in the index, because I think like the headsmen, I think headsmen were mentioned, but they were not within the first 10 rankings. Okay. So headsmen were also mentioned. So it's not like it's just IPOB that was fingered in that index. Headsmen were mentioned, other groups were mentioned, but we're looking at those who made it in the first 10. There are 3 groups from Nigeria that made it in the first 10 in the World Terrorism Index, a global index indicator. Lagos phone lines are still open. ISWAP, Boko Haram, and IPOB. So you have the headsmen, and I'm wondering where bandits will now be, because so far, this period we've had bandits even cause more mayhem,
especially
because when they go and clear the whole village.
Especially last year.
What are you even saying? Even this year again, they're back again this year. They're back again this year. In Katsina State alone, just recently, over 18 people died in the president state. Just within this weekend, last weekend, and now. Right, and in Benue State,
but somehow,
recently we also had.
I'm wondering, during the presidential campaigns and all of that.
Oh, it was calm.
We did not hear anything about attacks, especially in the north.
But it looks like it's now resurfaced again immediately after the election. Well, that's it. Lagos phone lines are still open. Let's talk about it. 0700 903 903 903. That's how you change my conversation today, right? We're not talking about terrorism index in Nigeria. All right, phone lines are buzzing. Let's see if we can take a few calls. Hello, good evening to you. Oh, you know what? Very quickly, so we'll go for a break. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
We do fine.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I do.
All right.
Please, I want to know with this World Terrorist Index where they are getting their facts. We're in Nigeria where headmen are killing people. The terrorist side of headmen, because all headmen are not terrorists.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for that.
And we have bandits who made more mayhem. I think bandits in Nigeria is assistant to Boko Haram. They reformed one, changed name. I didn't see their name there. And they are mentioning people who are seeking for freedom. Although I am not a member of IPOB.
But it is because of the destructions that they have made now. So did you hear that they've been responsible for about 40 attacks? Would you deny the fact that they've been responsible for those attacks? Say the truth. Let's be sincere.
Let's get it clear.
Okay.
Let's get it clear. Any terror group that goes for attack, they always make claim about their attack. I never see IPOB come out claimed any attack. So where do they get that 40 attack? or you can prove me wrong. I never see when IPOB come out claim any attack. We know we heard about unknown gunmen. They can attach unknown gunmen, but mentioning IPOB, I think that is there is something wrong with these people and the people that is giving them information.
Thank you, Nidu. Let's quickly jump on a break now. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye. Lagos is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. My name is still Precious and Promise is here. This is the Evening Rush. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
As I dey hustle every day, I don't dey look face. Cause I know say one day I go make am. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. Yeah, yeah. Cause I know say one day I go make am. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move.
Turn that fear into victory.
Cause I know say one day I go make
What are we doing today?
Sit tire for here, put am for him neck, burn am. Yes, I no go find better work do. Na yahoo yahoo dem go dey do. Burn am. Stop!
Dat person wey you wan born, if it dey innocent, no go carry person blood put for your head. Jungle justice no good at all. Stop am.
You wey light the fire, you no get heart. Say no to jungle justice.
You uncle wey follow for the crowd dey look wey dem dey born person, you no stop dem. E dey do you like film abi? Your hand sef no clean o. You fit enter gbege. Stop the lynching. Stop jungle justice.
Under the criminal law for Lagos State, person wey start jungle justice, those wey support am and those wey just sit down look, all of them fit rot for jail. My name na Benjamin Hundeyin, Lagos State Police talk person. Stop jungle justice.
This message now from Lagos State Police Command
and VOP 90.3 FM.
Yes, Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. That's still where you are. So, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State says Endsars sympathizers should snap out of it and move forward. Let's all learn from it and heal.
Snap out of it,
and of
just
course,
like that.
The principal who dismissed a child from school because he used P2B's poster to wrap his papers have been called for questioning, and the governor of Lagos State has asked for a full-scale investigation into that case. And of course, we have other cases. We told you we're going to, read out some of the functions of legislatures for you, especially the House of Assembly legislatures. We'll be doing that. We promise to do that before the end of the show. And somewhere in between, or somewhere, the discussion of world global terrorism ranking came up, where we hear that Nigeria has 3 terror groups that have been ranked among the first 10 in the global terrorism index, and we'll be looking at that. So we said I think ISWAP made it at number 6, and then Boko Haram made it at number 7, and then IPOB made it at number 10. And there are other groups, but these are the groups that made it first 10 in Nigeria, and that's what we're talking about.
This is just an article written by some.
So it's important. It's important for us to note that we have to detach sentiment. Yes, it was written by an organization, so it's important for us to know that we have to detach sentiment in this conversation. In fact, it is published by the Institute for Economics and Peace, IEP. Right, it's an independent and non-profit think tank. Okay. Right. So it's not a Nigerian thing at all. Now, if we say that a faction of IPOB, for instance, the faction that we've been accusing Samuel Ekpa of leading, that go about enforcing sit-at-home orders and all of that, have been in one way or the other involved in some sort of bad behavior. Let's just say that. You cannot wash off the fact that those are still under the name of IPOB. So whether Samuel Ekpa is doing the work of the general idea of the IPOB or not, but as long as it still goes by the name of IPOB, these activities will affect the general nomenclature of the IPOB group.
But I still don't think the real or some part of the sector who usually come out and give every time they make statement that, oh, we are not among these people, this was not done by us, and all of this. And I don't think they should be roped into, or another. I don't think they should be expected to accept something they know nothing about.
Then help fish out the real people who are someone somewhere soiling your name and using your name and your image to do something bad. You would go to any length to ensure that you prove your innocence,
right?
Exactly. You go to any length to prove your innocence.
I think something really has to be done.
Well, I think
it has to go either from the traditional rulers or people in the village.
Somewhere, somehow.
They have to fish out
even
these
the politicians. Something has to be done. Well, let's go back to our phone lines. Lagos phone lines are buzzing. My WhatsApp messages are so full. Good evening, Precious. Mr. Darlington is good. I look forward to hearing from him all the time. Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington. You see, this our union is to last forever. You're not going to ever leave me at all. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Emmanuel calling from Abula.
Emmanuel, you're welcome. Go ahead very quickly. Let's hear you.
The rank IPOB of number 10.
Yes, sir.
Fulani herdsmen number what to where them there?
I don't know, but they know they're number 10.
They are below 10.
But they're below 10.
Okay, they are included.
Yes.
They're somewhere in that.
Nigerian military, which number then there?
Calm down now, brother.
All the things where then they do for Imo State, where then they bomb people's house and this thing. No be terrorists with that one. Hello?
Sir?
No be terrorism. Then when they kill innocent people. Even our politicians, the ones where then they do, then they call an IPOB. All those ones, waiting then go call them.
So you mean they should rank politicians as terrorists?
Politicians that are involved, they take the name of IPOB, they
okay.
destroy things for Eastern region. Anyone where they do them call an IPOB. Why they never arrest anybody since where they do that thing for South East? They never arrest anybody. So the politicians are involved for all the attacks in Eastern region. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead very quickly. You have other calls to take, so we can jump on them.
So now I say my talk now.
All
so
right.
our politicians are involved.
So thank you. I appreciate you.
Nigerian military.
Whatever you say, you're totally
so
entitled
what's that
to your
disclaimer
opinion.
you always say? I think this is time you
use that disclaimer that every caller is entitled to their opinion, and it doesn't in any way reflect that of the station or us,
or
right?
the presenters.
Good evening,
right?
Precious. Yes, good evening, Precious. He said IPOB is ranked 10th most terror group in the world. IPOB is a registered organization in the UK. Now, terror group is registered in the no terror groups rather is registered in the UK. That's what you meant to say, Precious. They play you and Nigerian government in case of promotion. Casey, me, I'm just a messenger. Don't put me inside this matter. I don't have anything to say. I just read things as they are. Do you understand? And for you to just lay your thought on it or bear your mind on it, right? So I'm not in any way, supporting or not supporting me. I am just very, 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 very innocent.
The messenger.
I am just a poor messenger, like me. All right. So moving on to more conversation. Someone who sent me a video. I can't take that video right now. Good evening, Precious and Promise. The IBOP ranking is done by Institute of Economic Peace, and they are just an amalgamation of nondescript individuals whose fundings are self-opinionated. IPOB members are identified everywhere in Europe and the USA and are not 100, and yet they are terrorists. That's what you are saying. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening. Hello. All right, we lost that call already. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Yes, good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, very well. Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, sir. I can hear you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
I can hear you now. I'm calling from DC.
You're calling from where?
DC, Third Mainland.
Oh, wow. Go ahead, sir. So what's your name, sir?
You're on the sea.
My name is Benjamin.
All right, Benjamin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Let me start by saying that not all elders are terrorists.
Yes.
And not all self-acclaimed IPOB are terrorists. he asked a question. He said, I think there are two factions in IPOB.
We know. I know about Sanwo-Olu faction. I don't even know if there are only two.
Yes.
But I know that.
I know it's an antecedent so much. Now, the Simon Ekpa's faction, the people that did this survey, are they basing this survey on the Simon Ekpa's faction or that of Nnamdi Kanu? Because Nnamdi Kanu has come out to say it one time or the other, his brother said he did not send anybody to do all this rubbish that they're doing everywhere. And they said they will come out to say that they are IPOB. And I will remember in the East one time when some set of guys came out and said this is not the handiwork of IPOB. I don't know if you can remember. Now my question now is, hello?
I can hear you, go ahead.
Yeah, my question now is, what of these killer elders? I call them killer elders because not all elders are killers. Where did they rank them?
Somewhere in the ranking.
How did they get the figures? I can remember in 2016, only in Benue State, on a particular day, over 500 people were killed, children and women. Just Benue, just on a day.
Oh, we just resurfaced again. Between last week and this week, we've had over. I think last week alone we had about 50 deaths.
Couple of them.
Today,
in Benue State,
just today in Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna, Zango Kata, over 27 people were killed by bandits. According to what they call it, they say they are bandits. Where did they rank the bandits? Between 2015 and 2019, those killer elders, they killed more than 3,000 people. More, if you go and Google it, they will start bringing you all the figures. More than, so I don't know where this person is getting his own figure from. But I think that person would have gone to Finland and go and meet the Finnish government and discuss with them and show proof to them what Simon Ekpa has been doing from Finland. You know, I'm not an evil man, but I'm just telling you this. I know what those Fulani killer elders they've gone to Nigeria. We know how many people the bandits have killed since 2020 and this 2023. We know how many people they've killed. Even today in Kaduna today, just today, 27 people were killed. So I don't know where they're getting this figure, all these things that are getting from. The what's it called? IPOB was named as terrorist, I think 2 or 3 years ago.
2017 thereabouts, yes, sir.
Sorry?
2017, I think so.
2017. That same year, why people were saying is that those killer elders, why did they make them? Why did they call them terrorists? Why did they send their name to one international organization or something and say they are terrorists? Why?
Hello, are you there?
Hello, can you hear you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that's what I just have to say. All this ranking is, for me, is rubbish. It's not correct.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
It's not correct.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. All right, Lagos, our phone lines are still open. Quite an interesting discussion is being this evening. So let me go back to my WhatsApp messages because I have so much of it. Okay, so this says, good evening, Precious and Promise. IPOB ranking is done by Institute. Yeah, I think I've taken this message. Let me go back to the phone lines. I'll get back to this. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. So what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Levinus. I'm calling from Lagos.
You said Dozier?
Yes, Levinus.
Okay, Levinus. You're welcome, Mr. Levinus. Levinus. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, first of all, I want to. I've been waiting to hear Darlington for a very long time.
And you heard him today?
And he just spoke today, and he spoke extensively. That being said, coming to the issue of ranking of terrorists and all that, I don't even know when IPOB became a terrorist organization for them to even be ranked 10.
Well, it was prescribed.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Because all this while Nigerian government has been saying, when they prescribe them, they declare them terrorists. British government came out and they said, they distanced themselves from it. That they haven't seen any reason to call them terrorists. So I don't know how suddenly they just became terrorists. Today, this very today now, in Niger State, they just killed an army major and many people destroyed many houses there. Candy. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
And those ones were not, they were not designated terrorists, they were not even ranked. The truth is this. You know, this coming out, why is it coming to just a few days after general election, after presidential election? Why is there all these things coming up just a few days earlier to the governorship election? Why is all these things coming within this period of election? Simply because maybe an Igbo man came out to, let me not give it coloration. You understand? The whole idea now is they are now wanting to give a name so that they can possibly move soldiers there. That is the truth. By the way, when you look at all these places you are talking about, IPOB, most things that are happening in Imo State. Who created the problem in Imo State? Imo State became
but there is also Anambra State issues.
No, mostly Imo State. Even the one in Anambra State, all these things are political. It is politics against the East. That's the truth. Now, if you look at what is happening in Imo State, it is the government mostly that is instigating most of the things to brand IPOB to suppress the agitation. And by the way, what are these people agitating about? When you look at, for example, now, this presidential race, of course, the president has been voted, and of course, that it is almost, people are even almost accepting it as normal. Because I hear somebody on your radio saying that somebody that came a distant third is making noise. It means it has even already been accepted. Now, the issue is that all these years, like this thing now, this particular slot that everybody struggled and eventually, is it not the slot of Igbo? And then all these people that continue to make noise up and down, are they saying that if it is their child that are being treated like that, they will like it? Even the people that are jostling for position that ordinarily, going by the tradition that was established by the fathers of this nation, in their wisdom, they put this idea of rotation so that there will be balance. They put a federal character so that there will be balance. All these things they are jettisoned. In the previous administration, even there was a president from the north, a vice president from the west, a senate president from the north, not even, in fact, the House of Reps from the west, nothing from the east. And then now it is now IPOB ranking. The idea is they are looking for an alibi to possibly deploy, but we are watching. I don't think IPOB is I'm not a member, and I don't want. I have no reason to be a member for now. But the truth is that IPOB started even the way they became even violent. Since IPOB were going on the street, when they come out to protest, the army will come and shoot them. So suddenly now they can say, okay, since these people don't want us to be demonstrating, let us be sitting at home. That is how this started. You understand? So, but because Nigeria is such a convoluted nation that, we think we can create peace from disharmony. When the foundation of peace is justice. And as long as you don't lay that foundation, say bye-bye to peace. So, there is a book I read some years ago. The name of that book is Mafia Manager. And there's a particular quote I saw there. It said that all that are sleeping, all that are snoring are not sleeping. You understand? These things they are doing is clear oppression of the people of the East. How can you declare a people like agitating for rights and then begin to say it's international war? These people you are calling terrorists have meetings all over the world. They have the protest all over the world on the streets.
Thank you, sir. You've made your point, so I have to let you go.
Terrorists have come out to protest, even in Nigeria here. What terrorists do is that when they attack, they will come and say, we did it. Which day has IPOB come out to say, we did this, we killed this, we killed that. Anyway, let me just stop here because the whole thing is so annoying. Nigeria is sickening. That is the truth. Nigeria is sickening.
Apologies. Let me let you go, sir. Let me let you go, sir. Thank you so much. Apologies. Thank you, sir. All right, Lagos phone lines are open. I understand we're all in our feelings. Apologies. This just came up. You know what? Let's just concentrate on other discussions that we have. By the way, on the step down conversation, we make it a bit softer, and we get to discuss other stuff. So on our step down conversation, we'll be talking about man and woman affair. And they said that men, you people don't forgive at all when a woman cheats on you. But you expect a woman to forgive you when you cheat on her. Why do you do that? Well, we'll be talking about that at 8 o'clock, right? But before then, we'll still have a few phone calls and messages to attend to on the discussions that we had today. I didn't hear anybody react to the Labour Party presidential candidate saying that this has been the worst election in recent times in Nigeria. That the presidential election just concluded. February 25th presidential election is the worst in Nigerian recent years. And he also said, well, he does have belief in the judiciary. We didn't hear anyone say that. So we can actually look at that too. We can actually look at Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, the governor, saying that Endsars sympathizers should snap off it. Let's learn from it and move forward. That again is a thing to look at. And then, looking at the fact that the governor of Lagos State has called on for a detailed investigation on the principal that dismissed the child from school because the child wrapped the exercise book with Peter Obi's poster. These are other discussions that we could have. Apologies. Mr. Darlington, is you took us to a direction where we know. So you mentioned something and I just went straight on. And I went straight on to that index. I knew about the index. I'd known about it since yesterday. I just didn't want to talk about it. Mr. Darlington pushed out this topic from my head. Apologies. All right, so Lagos, a few messages here. This says, Precious, please, there's a difference between IPOB and unknown gunmen. Please kindly attempt to speak to this. Simisola is still on Lagos State. So now, who are those unknown gunmen? That's exactly what everyone keeps saying. If since IPOB is not
unknown,
they are not. That's what I'm saying. So since they are unknown, why has it been difficult for the military that has been in the eastern states to identify who they are if they are unknown? Because several times the military will catch someone that says they're unknown and they will tag them that they're IPOB men or ECN guys. Have you not seen when they catch them and they say they're ECN or IPOB? And then if you know that you're the IPOB and you are not involved in any form of...
will come out and say, oh, this is not our responsibility.
Then we see...
You did not do this.
Then we see someone like come out to say something else on Twitter. When he will say, oh, people must stay at home. You must do this. We'll go to any length to ensure that people stay at home. Crippling the economy of the people. Do you understand? And then, yes, in recent times, almost everyone has been condemning his activities and how he's going about it. But then he doesn't fail to also keep saying the fact that he is a firm believer of Nnamdi Kanu. So where do we go from here? So I feel that, if you think that you're in a community and there's a thief amongst you, can't the entire community come together to try and identify and fish out the person who that thief is, or the real identity of the thief? I think this will go a long way to quell all of this tension.
It's political. So when things like this happen,
and they set a trap for those who are politically motivated.
I think it's even difficult to push, because if it's political, okay, we don't really want to go deep into this. So
if it's political, you people have the right to vote. Shebi election is coming, legislative, House of Assembly, and Houses of Assembly and governorship tomorrow. This is the time for the people within the southeast to vote the right people who would no longer betray them or tow them towards this direction that causes all of this bad name, as it were. You have the opportunity right now to do the right thing. Hello, good evening to you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Okay, Precious, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name, sir?
My name is Ben. I'm calling from Ada.
Ben, very quickly, please. You have quite a lot of calls to take. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, Ben. You're welcome.
All right. Precious, what is surprising me, I don't support what Simon Ekpa is doing. What he's doing is a terrorist act.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth.
So, and are you aware he's doing it in the name of IPOB?
You said?
Are you aware he's doing that in the name of IPOB? You are aware, right? You are aware that he's doing... Are you aware that Simon Ekpa is operating in the name of IPOB? You are aware, right?
Of course.
So are you now surprised how IPOB has now increased in ranking because of those operations or activities?
You know what is surprising me?
What, please?
He's in Finland, in Europe. And Even recently, they arrested him, and he's still there officially. And because the country recognized him, he just worked in the army for 2 years.
The Marine. He didn't work in the army, was a Marine.
He worked with Finland army for 2 years. If he's a terrorist, if he's a terrorist now, why is it that they still live him in their country? If Akada, which is a terrorist group, live in their country, we don't leave them to live. If for someone they like is staying there. Even Nana the Canona was residing in the UK. And they even sent their lawyer to come and defend him. I don't understand. Honestly. Hello?
I can hear you.
The thing is surprising to me, but I don't like what they are doing is act of terrorism. Just open fire on people and kill people and say that because you want them to start home. It is an act of terrorism.
I appreciate it.
But
Thank
I
you
know
so
that
much.
It is not the Kano own. Everyone knows. But what I want to contribute about P2B.
Very quickly, please. You've already consumed a lot of time. Go ahead, very quickly.
All right. You know that this is the first time technology. Why you say you have confidence in judiciary? This is the first time technology will be appearing in the tribunal. Do you understand? In the tribunal, electoral tribunal, as an evidence. Do you understand? As a witness. So it has never been like this before. And technology cannot manipulate it, cannot maneuver it when it has its own evidence. That is why he say he has his confidence, especially this vast machine of the team.
All right, thank you. You've made your points. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, Lagos, I have quite a lot of messages, so let's pay attention to them. John Bosco from Mairo says, I celebrate Mr. Darlington. I pray for his long life and divine God's protection. I know that Nigerian's government will soon go after him, but they will not do him anything. He never reached that level.
Everyone loves Mr.
And this
Darlington
is biggest
on
motivation. Well, I can't play that audio. No security in this Lagos state. Is that how the free and fair election will be? And you said they started it now, but we're waiting what will happen on Saturday. Okay, he sent a video where he said happening an attack on Labour Party supporters, APC boys today, 16th of March 2023 at Bode Thomas Junction in Surulere Constituency 1, Lagos State. Please let it go viral. I'm sorry I can't play that video. And this says, good evening, Precious. I love listening to your program. I was calling but couldn't get through. After the presidential election, I decided not to vote again. But now I have hit my chest that I must vote no matter what happens. Again, I'm also fan to Mr. Darlington, but according her statements this evening, tell him that nobody forced Igbos to come and clearing Lagos bush and leave their own. Okay, nobody forced Igbo to come and clear Lagos bush and leave their own in their places. There is their own. It's high time we Igbos should wise up. He said your name is Nki Oputa, so Igbos should also go back and develop the southeast. That's what you're trying to say. Good evening, Precious. The truth, Mr. Darlington just spoke the clear crystal truth. The Igbos are always treated unfairly in Nigeria. Angela from Olodia Papa sent that message, and then this message says, good evening, VOP. Nigeria has since moved away from colonial cartography. Nigeria now has 36 states and 6 geopolitical zones. Lagos is one of the 6 states in one of the 36 states in the West geopolitical zones through a mini Nigeria. It is not outside the Yoruba land. Sunday says that, well, I can't say Lagos is outside Yoruba land because it can't be. It's never been. All right. So this says, let's see. Okay. This says, good evening, Precious. I am not interested in the ranking of IPOB and others, but only want to know the efforts the international community is doing to put a stop to these terrorist organizations and activities. From His Royal Highness Woko. All right. So we'll take a breather, go for a quick commercial break, come back to finish up your messages. We'll have quite a number of those messages. By the way, Nigeria is back to UN peacekeeping mission, by the way. So you know that for almost 10 years or thereabout, Nigeria has been in hiatus in the UN peacekeeping mission, but Nigeria is back now. That is to say that our military will be going to other war-torn countries for peacekeeping and to maintain peace in those areas. And one would say, how about your hometown or your motherland in Nigeria? How much have you tried to maintain peace in your country?
Is our military even enough for us?
I don't even know. Lagos will talk about that after this break. Stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM.
Say everybody getting time, I don't go lose faith. As I hustle every day, I don't look face. Cause I know say one day I go make am. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. Yeah, yeah. Cause I know say one day I go make am. Yes, I know say one day I go blow. We move, we move, we move, we move, we move. We move, we move, we move, we move.
Turn that fear into victory.
Cause I know say one day I go make
What are we doing today?
Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM from our studio is 3 minutes before 8 p.m. mark. We'll still have a few calls and messages to attend to before we wrap up this conversation and get straight to our step down conversation. At the meantime, phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is that VOP station?
It is VOP. This is Evening Rush. My name is Precious and Promise is here. Go ahead.
Please, this is one of my favorite stations. But this evening, the program you're presenting this is honestly, I'm highly disappointed at that. Of course, you know, IPOB are not terrorists. The name terrorist given was born out of jealous and hatred by Buhari. They are not terrorists, please. Every Igbo person is an IPOB member. Indigenous of Biafra, indigenous people of Biafra. We are not terrorists. Please.
Can I ask you a question, sir? It's fine for you to be disappointed anyway. Do you know the man Simon Ekpa? Do you know how he goes about to ensure that? Just hold on, sir. Just hold on. Do you know? Do you agree in the way he goes about to ensure or enforce it at homes?
I don't agree in the way. And
do you agree that his activities has led to the loss of lives? Do you agree?
And what about who are his sponsors?
Just hold on. I'm asking a question now. I'm asking a question.
All right.
Do you agree that his activities has led to destruction of properties and loss of lives? Do you agree? Good. Under what name does he operate?
Forget about the name.
Under what name does he? Because the international organization that is going about, that is making this ranking or creating these indices, would not know. So under what organization does he operate? It is the same name. Do you understand?
It is just that name is that actual the activity of
you're stuttering now because he still goes by the name IPOB. He still says that he has directives. So, but has he not always come out to say that he's doing that in the name of Biafra people?
Not in Biafra.
But he's always said that. He's always said that. So that it's like a situation. It's like a case of one hand dipping into the oil and staining the other hands, or one bad apple spoiling the rest of the apples. That's exactly this case. If that's the argument you're making, it's fine for you to be disappointed, but I'm doing my work.
You are doing your work. I know the way about it. I think you are making mockery of the evil.
How can I do that? How will I even do that? Oh, please stop that. Please just stop that. Please just stop that. You're being very emotional, and that's why I asked you a question. I asked you if you do agree with the way Simon Ekpa goes about enforcing Sitatum. He said no. Do you agree that his actions have led to loss of lives and properties, and you agree that it has? Under what name does he operate? And then you don't want to tell me the name he operates under, and that's that name that has ruined the other names. It's exactly what it is. So if you don't like it, it is time for us to ensure that we fish out those people who are causing those bad things to happen in the southeast, and then stop being emotional, because it's true.
I'm not being emotional.
That's what you're doing, because you're almost throwing a jab at my job because I'm doing my job. It's okay.
I've not hit your program. I've not hit your program. But the way you go about it is wrong. Please. Igbos are human beings.
Okay, so what have I done wrong today? I probably shouldn't have discussed the topic in the first place. That topic wasn't even in the offing.
Of course, it shouldn't be a topic of discussion.
Oh, but it's all over the news. Oh, it is all over the news. Just in case you don't know, that news is all over the news. It's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me let you go. I understand how you feel, and trust me too. It's fine to feel that way. And deep down inside of me, I probably may be feeling that way too, right? But I just have to do the job. And it is good that with enlightening ourselves about these things, so that we begin to actually shift the grain from the chaff from the grain, and we know those who are actually helping to reign our society. If everyone is agitating the normal and peaceful way, these rankings won't come out. If the agitations have not led to loss of lives and properties, this ranking won't come out. The rankings are not manufactured. And I did ask you to prove the ranking right if you agree the way a faction of the IPOB has been going about their businesses. And you said no, you don't agree. That means you agree to the fact that the activities have led to loss of lives and properties. If it has led to loss of lives and properties, is it now fair to say, oh, these people, their action is an act of terrorism? Someone who called in and said he's an Igbo man said he does agree that the actions of what's his name, Simon Ekpa's faction of IPOB is an act of terrorism. But then the question now is, what is the way forward? What are we, all of us that are aggrieved about it, that are not happy about the way it's probably soiling the entire Igbo name, what are we going to do about it to ensure that it doesn't persist? It doesn't further ruin the image of the entire Southeast. That's what we should be looking at, and not to be emotional, because you can't stop it. As long as you try to be emotional about it, and those who are carrying on with those activities are still carrying on with it, the business will continue as usual. So it is our job to enlighten people so that we'll begin to see, oh, these people are actually doing bad things. It's not good. And those who can stand up to them and ensure they fish them out can now do that. But keep covering it will not solve any issue. All right, going back to the phone lines. But before that, let me take this message. This says, those people saying IPOB are not terrorists, let them travel to Southeast and walk freely. The 2 kings that were killed in Imo, who killed them? When we are there, and when they were about to kill them, they said, told them that the leader told them that any king who tried to sabotage the Biafra agitation should be killed. Again, that may also be an alibi. You can't tell. And they went ahead and killed them. The video went viral on social media. Why defending terrorists? And he said, Mr. Benjamin from Apapa sent in that message. I appreciate you. All right. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Precious. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Kelechi. I'm calling from First Start.
Kelechi from First Start. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Precious, there's something I want to talk about this IPOB issue.
Okay.
You know that if anybody is calling IPOB people terrorists, that person is calling Igbos as people of terrorists.
Oh, let's not go back there. Please, let's not go there. Will you say that it's the entire Fulanis that are causing destruction, that are destroying things? No. No, that's not true. That's why that argument came out, and not to say Fulani Fulani headsmen. Because it's not all the Fulanis that are the headsmen that are causing issues. They are headsmen who are going about their jobs legitimately, and we all know that. Why there are some who, under the guise of that, are also causing mayhem, and we know that. So if you have a faction of IPOB causing issue, are you not identifying with the faction causing issues? Say the truth.
If anybody calling IPOB terrorists, that person is calling Igbos terrorists. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? It's fine. You have the right to believe. You have the right to believe in whatever you want to believe in anyway. It's not my concern. But I ask you a question. Do you like the way a faction of your IPOB goes about instigating, more like goes about implementing sit-at-home orders, destroying things and killing people? Do you like it?
Which faction? All these things are doing is a political.
Okay, so you're saying that no arm of IPOB has ever killed anyone? I'm just asking you a question, Oga. Are you saying that no arm of IPOB has ever killed anyone, even though Simon Ekpa has come to claim that it could have happened? Are you saying that none of them have done that?
IPOB no dey carry arms. You don't ever hear something. You don't ever hear say they see arms for
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You have the right to tattoo to your decision, your opinion. Unknown government is the creation of the government. Lobaton Andrew said that. So, that's another point. Good day to you, Promise and Precious. My view tonight is I want to dare Lagosians that they will not be able to repeat the same pass mark recorded at the last general election, even with a wilder margin. 2 years behind bars or 2 years behind bars, you said, for nothing's sake is inhumane. Darlington is speaking off point, more like is it more like a talkative? Why would he say that? He must digest his books before coming on air. IPOB is in operational where exactly in the world? Oluye from Fagbili Estate sent in that message. And then this message says IPOB have come out so many times to disassociate with Simon Ekpa. Fantastic! But Simon Ekpa keeps operating under the name of IPOB. Anybody linking Simon Ekpa to IPOB is just giving dog a bad name. But it doesn't stop the fact that he still goes about with that same name, right? All right, a few more calls and then we wrap up the conversation. Hello, good evening. Hello. All right, we lost that. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, sir. Can you help me turn off totally the volume of your radio set, please?
Okay, I just did that now.
All right, you're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Deola. Calling from Papa.
All right,
from Papa, Lagos.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Deola.
Yeah, I've been listening to the speakers before now, and what I just wanted to point out is this. Number one, the issue of IPOB. I want to believe it is Nnamdi Kanu that actually created that group. And the last speaker was talking about an insult on IPOB is an insult of Igbo people. Yeah, so the question I want to ask him is this. Is it that Nnamdi Kanu creating that particular group, is he representing the old Igbos or those that believe in his ideas? That's number one question. Because yes, it says IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, but are all the Igbos a member to that particular group? That's number one. Then if we look back, we have all the video evidences and all of that, where Nnamdi Kanu himself was making video. It's there everywhere. If anybody that wants to check it out can easily look it up, where he was grooming people and with army uniforms and all that, were saying, these are the people that will probably it's like forming a government in a government. And he has come out severally to say a lot of things about Nigeria, calling Nigeria a failed state zoo and all of that. So what I'm saying is this: Nnamdi Kanu at a point, he was the way and manner he was going about that. He doesn't care what happens to Nigeria. So from there, I mean, you can't form a state in a state where there's law. You cannot even the sit-at-home order by IPOB in the southeast. You understand? There's a government, there's constituted government in those states. How can some group of people just decide to, tell people not to come out in a particular day? I mean, what does that? If they are not terrorists, what are they? What are they? I mean, for me, you will also recall that the IPOB, let's say Nnamdi Kanu's faction, has in several occasions come out to say that they are actually not the ones calling for the sit-at-home orders. Yes, but if they actually want, if they actually want to do the right thing, or probably, then the name IPOB should be scrapped. Then they should form a different thing entirely. You can form anything and call it a name. It's just like, okay, the Fulani herdsmen that have been mentioned. We know that from time immemorial, Fulanis and the farmers. I lived in the north, in the past. Fulanis, the issue of Fulani herdsmen and farmers has been on from time immemorial.
I don't understand what you mean by this issue. Are you saying that the Fulanis have in any way caused any mayhem or had issues with farmers in terms of to the fact that they lead to death?
The truth is, the headers. You know, normally, you know, they are nomadic. They go about and
of
all
course,
of that. And they destroy. They destroy people's farm. There's no doubt about that. And when they destroy people's farm, of course, the people will retaliate, and you know, you start having this. Of course, there's this issue back and forth.
So are you saying? But would you? Or do you also know that it's not every single? Just hold on a second. Do you also agree that it may not be every single header that has been involved in the destruction of someone's property or retaliated by killing anyone because of the destruction or such retaliations? Meaning that it's not every header that probably would have killed someone, and that's why it's not good to generalize those names.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Yes,
and then again, on the other hand, generalizing of names also leads to stereotyping. Just like we have the issue of the IPOB case, where someone who works with a particular faction has caused a generalization or a stereotyping of the entire IPOB.
I agree with you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. Thank you. All right, so I have quite interesting reactions on YouTube.
So I don't know. I wanted to say something about the last caller. So he was saying the IPOB could look for another name, change your name, and start all over again. Is
to avoid infiltration.
Yes, because some set of Fulani herdsmen destroy people's farms. They kill people. We've seen it. But Fulani herdsmen has not changed their name. Is he saying that the herdsmen needs to change their name too? Is that what he's trying to say? If he wants IPOB to change their name because they have stereotyped them all to be terrorists, does he mean that the Fulani headsmen should also change their names?
All right. So this message here says, all right. Johnny Ezenwa says, unknown gunmen and Nigerian military working for the politicians. Come on, you guys. The way you go about this. All right. Sonny Ndu says, well said, brother. Justice, justice, justice. And Tony Chukudi says, thank you for asking the man the right question. You can see that he cannot answer those simple questions. And he said, Ekpa is living in Finland enjoying himself while Igbo people are being killed in Igbo land. Tal Omotosho says, your generalized name is as a result of having majority of people doing it most times. I do not agree that it's majority anyway. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, good evening to you, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Please who?
Hello?
What's your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kota.
Chris, you're welcome. Go ahead very quickly. Let's hear you, Chris.
I don't know what I see. Someone was calling IPOB this thing. Maybe they are bandits or whatever. Listen, you see this song can put somebody in protest. So I want you to mind the way you speak. Okay? Mind the way you speak. You are presenting DOP. Mind the way you speak. Mind the way you speak.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right, a few messages here. This says, my name is Petty Lanshi. Up and coming. Okay, you say, okay. Are you kidding me? Is that what we're discussing here? That's not what we're discussing here. A few more calls. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Precious, I'm calling from Isolo.
Okay, sir. You don't want to tell me your name?
Ma'am. My name is Elder Prof.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I want to speak as an elder.
Go ahead, sir.
I want people to understand that IPOB is an ideology. And it has so many names. People could also call it MASOP. All is for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra. And I wouldn't want to go into details why Biafra came into existence. And this is an ideology that cannot die. And the Nigerian government are not happy. So that is why they could tag IPOB a terrorist organization or group so as to condemn it in total. But in fairness, IPOB is not a terrorist organization. As this program is going on, I went to my encyclopedia. I started reading. I started researching. What are the components? What are the things that could make a society to be termed a group to be termed a terrorist group? Carrying of arms, trying to upstage a new government, forceful declaration of orders, and a whole lot of things. If you look at the activities of IPOB, in fairness, IPOB does not carry arms. They don't. But a lot of people, some miscreants, some criminals, might hide under the framework of IPOB to say that, these are IPOB members. And let me also say this emphatically. Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB. That guy is being used by God knows who. I don't know. I don't want to say things I'm not sure of. But he is not representing the interest of IPOB.
But he says he is. And he keeps saying it every time that he is.
I can come out and say that I am from Fulani, whereby damaging the image of Fulani. Let me shock you. I live in Sweden. IPOB is in existence in Sweden. We're registered. The Swedish government approves of the activities. Have Swedish government one day declared IPOB a terrorist organization? No, because they don't carry arms. IPOB operates in so many civilized countries in the world. Why is it that they are not being declared or termed a terrorist organization? My sister, this is politics. We all know.
So can we come to a resolution, really? Can we come to a resolution? What do you advise? What do you advise? What ways do you advise that we should fish out? In what ways do you think we should fish out those who are causing mayhem and destroying lives and properties in the name of IPOB? Because by statistics, if you look at that World Global Terrorism Index, the name has been tagged to about 40 destructions and loss of 57 lives. 40 attacks and 57 lives gone. So how do you think is the best way to approach the matter so that the name will not be used consistently or constantly to cause, chaos?
First and foremost, the federal government should obey the court order. Supreme Court belongs to the federal government. The Supreme Court has said that this guy should be discharged and acquitted. Why are they still holding him? Remember, Simon Ekpa started talking harshly, started making name because Nnamdi Kanu is in unlawful detention. So remember, there was nothing like it at home. People are sitting at home just to commensurate the kind of things that guy is passing through in the hands of GSS and Nigerian government. Any day they release Nnamdi Kanu, the sit at home will stop. That is number one. Two, Kanu activities, though yes, I may not really agree with the kind of choice of words he uses, like calling Nigeria a zoological republic. I don't agree. But these are all propaganda. These are ways of, kind of causing pain to the government so that government can look at the agitation of these people. What are the agitation of these people, for crying out loud? Can you say that Niger Delta militants are terrorists? But these guys agitated. What happened? They were granted amnesty. Why don't you grant amnesty to IPOB? Why don't you agree on restructuring of this country?
I mean, we're even granting some Boko Haram, repentant Boko Haram amnesty. The ones we tag repentant, and we're spending state money on to rehabilitate them.
Exactly. So that's what I'm telling you. We all know the truth. You can see Senator Baribe arguing every time, saying it to the face of Buhari, saying it to the face of the Republic, all the senators in the federal government of Nigeria, telling them that IPOB is not a terrorist group. And I can bet my life IPOB is not a terrorist group.
But you have not answered me on how we can fish out those executing acts of terrorism in the name of IPOB, because they're the ones that have registered all of this land back that has, shown. We're still yet to fish out how we can, resolve that, because that's actually so. This is a question of one bad apple, soiling the rest apples, and it must be dealt with decisively, because if it's not dealt with, that nomenclature will continue to be generalized. You understand, sir?
Another thing we have to do, there are a whole lot of arms in circulation in Nigeria, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria. We should start mopping them up. We should cancel anything like a Bubago or what is this other name?
ESN.
ESN.
But the ESN was a creation of IPOB too. Have you forgotten?
No, ESN was hand in hand with some government officials.
Thank you, sir. Let me let you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So that I can take
I weep for this country. I weep.
Apologies. Thank you. All right. Apologies. I didn't mean to take you guys down this memory lane. So this says Tai Omotosho on YouTube says generalizing the act of a group is simply majority of the population doing the act. So if the demography of Fulanese are headsmen, and then the destruction of farms will be attributed to that group. And the Ike Guono says, good evening ladies, the problem of Southeast is corruption. If the governors bring true development to the region, agitation will stop. Because again, are they even holding their leaders accountable? Are they holding their governors accountable for how they spend state funds and how they utilize it? That again, I cannot tell. All right, a few more messages here. Okay, so this says, it pains me when I hear some people saying that this IPOB of a thing hasn't caused harm than good in the land of Igbos. Now, I challenge anyone who is saying this should come to Imo State, come to Okigwe in a small village called Akon, Ihube and others, Antipre. I can tell you that these people has talk over this village. They've taken over the village. That's what you mean. And now everyone is running out. People, if you try to oppose them, you will be killed by these guys. Please, this is so painful to explain. Good night, ma. Oh wow, you sound like you actually live in that area. Apologies. And then this message says, good evening, precious. Mr. Darlington is a hero. You're not picking my calls for those who can defend the terms IPOB, a terrorist group, which is unfair. The IPOB has disassociated themselves from the Samuel Ikpa man. What, Simon, you mean? Man, what else would you ask them to do? Go kill him. He said, please don't bring up okay, all right, I appreciate you, Philip from Ajao Estate. Okay, all right, moving on to more discussions here. This says, good evening, precious. And an unknown gunman was brought around Oji. Is it Oji now, or Oji Junction around Owerri, which turned out to be a DSS officer. The government have pushed the IPOB be named a terrorist group, which the US and UK or EU refused to do so. No, the IPOB have offices in every Western world. Simon Ekpa was attacked by the supreme leader. Was sacked. He said Simon Ekpa was sacked by the supreme leader Nnamdi Kanu long ago. Tagging IPOB a terrorist group was brought by the Nigerian state. We understand their game and it will remain so. Uche from Olodia Papa sent in that message. I appreciate you, all of you. Thank you so much for your messages. I think that's what we'll draw the curtain. We'll take a little break. When we come back, Lagos, we'll delve into our next conversation. So let's set the emotions aside. Please, let's calm down. Quell every storm. Please calm down. So it's important sometimes that we discuss some topics that we tend to throw under the topic, under the carpet, even though it wasn't our intention to look at this world terrorism ranking today, right? But sometimes it's good that we talk about it so that we know where it pinches us the most and know what we can do about it. If people are causing trouble in our land because of the activities of a few people in our land, it is important that we also deal with it and call them out for who they are. Yeah, the activities of these few persons who are masquerading under whatever name, and a name that probably would affect us, are the activities an act of terrorism or an act that would destroy our name? If it is, then what should we do to ensure that we bring them to book so that they don't continue to destroy our lands? We cannot continue to tell everybody to sit at home every day, every Monday or every time, from time to time. And at the end of the day, you say, okay, we don't want election to hold, but election will still hold. But you end up destroying innocent people's properties and crippling the economy of a few people, because of that. And is it even worth it at the end of the day? So it is, sometimes it's just important that we just look at some things that we try to avoid, maybe so that we learn from it and then look at better ways to approach them and to see how we can come about peace in our society. This is still the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM. We'll be right back after this break, and that will be our step down conversation when we'll be looking at, they say men cannot forgive a cheating partner. Is that true? But that women are easier to forgive a cheating partner. How true is that? We'll talk about it after this break, Lagos. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is the Evening Rush.